As you already know, she's been with the Pampered Chef for over 20 years, and in those 20 years, are you ready? Has sold $2,630,000 worth of products in her career. I would say that is pretty darn impressive. Let's congratulate her on that achievement as she shares more booking tips with you from our stage. Everybody awake? Time to nap. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I have to follow a script. I was given strict orders, but I'll try and make it mine. I am truly flattered to have been asked to speak here today. You know, I've been with the company now for over 20 years, and I have to say that I really honestly don't know where my life would be right now if I hadn't become a consultant when I did. I love what I do. I mean, that's obvious. You don't do something for 20 years because you hate it. There are days. Now, one of the reasons for that, and really, you know, it's really the people that you get to meet and the wonderful hosts that I get to work with. Now, here's the first of the tips. What did you write me? Pairing up with your host, okay? Pairing up with your current host is really the first piece of the puzzle, honestly, when you're looking for future hosts and bookings. You have to build a relationship, you really truly do, with her and consider yourself a team. And she will become your biggest fan and above all, your biggest advocate. She will be the one that will go to her friend. You want to have a show? I got somebody for you. Okay, that's what you want to be doing. Now, as I coach my host to have a great show, I make her aware of all the benefits she will earn as a past host. I know this sounds bizarre, right? But I want her to know what she's going to get as a past host. So I do this by letting her know what the upcoming host specials are for 2 months after her show. Okay? Now the reason I do that is I challenge her to get bookings in advance. Okay? And how I do this is I encourage her to check with anyone who's unable to attend but places an outside order. I make sure she says to them, would you like to have a show? I'm sorry you can't make it to mine, but would you like to have your own show? And this is what the consultant's telling me is coming up in the next couple of months, all right? And it sounds like this. I'll go, Judy, thank you so much for doing the show with me. I promise you we're going to have a wonderful time. Now, I want you to know that there will be some people who cannot make your show, and that's fine. And we want to be able to offer them the same opportunity that any other guest who in the room is going to get. And one of them is the opportunity to have their own show as well. So when you ask everyone who places an order, would they like to have a show for you? Okay. So put it to them like that, very simple, but make them aware of it, okay? Now, I tell her, this is what I do. I tell her if 2 of her guests call me to set up a show date before her actual party, okay, I will give her a gift. Now, this gift could be anything you want it to be that works, whatever works for you. For me, what works is I offer her an additional 10% on every show that is booked after her initial show. Okay, so at the first show, let's say she gets 3 bookings. The first show, she is going to get her usual 10% and the host special. Second show, I give her another 10%, she's saving 20%, and so on. Okay, now, you're thinking, oh my God, that's a lot. It really adds up to like maybe $5, $6 at every show, but you're going to be making a couple of hundred. See what I'm doing here? Okay, and I lose nothing if the show doesn't go through, but it really seems to work for them, okay? Now, I gotta tell you, the reason I really do this, nothing feels as good as going into a show knowing you've already doubled your business before you even opened your mouth, okay? I mean, wouldn't we all love to know we're going into a show when we already got 2 shows booked coming up? Then what's happening? You're having a great time at the party. There's no pressure on you at that point. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay? You have the bookings already lined up. Now, then it's time for the show. And my job is to create a desire for the guest to want to become a host of mine. Now, as we all know, bookings are the heart of our business, and there are many ways to entice a guest to book a show. For a lot of you new consultants, it's important to have a strong opening at your show. Now, what I mean by that is you don't want to get up there and go, hi, my name is Feriale, let's get cooking. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to go ahead. I start every show by planting booking seeds during my introduction. Now, I thank my current host, obviously, I'm grateful to her, and then I tell the guest how we met, okay? How we originally met and what enticed her to book a show. My opening may sound like this. Well, Betty had such a great time at Anna's show that she attended and got very excited about getting our cookware into her kitchen that she scheduled a date and invited all of you, knowing you would enjoy the show as much as she did. Okay? If one of those bookings is an outside order, called in and booked, when I go to do her show, I'll tell her, I never even met Anne. She wasn't able to go to the last show, decided to have one, and we met here for the first time tonight. So if any of you are having a show, who knows who's gonna, you want to let them know how you met, okay? Now, I also explained what it entails to host a show during my opening, always keeping it very, very simple. You never want to overwhelm the guests with too many details about actually hosting a show. You just want them to know, I want cookware, I want that baker. That's all you want them to think about, that and who they're going to invite, okay? You can always go through the details when you've got, the show set and you're doing your host coaching, which you're gonna learn a lot about later. Now, here's the key. I always choose a recipe which utilizes next month's upcoming host special. So, what am I using all this month? Cookware, obviously, correct? Okay, so you want to do that. Now, I also make it a point of having on display the product or products that are the upcoming specials for the next 2 months, okay? Now, if you don't want to carry a lot of products, and those of you who know me and love me know I have no original body parts, so I can't carry too much, here's what you can do. Just take your upcoming host flyer, my favorite thing ever. Thank you, Doreen. Okay, so I just put these on my table. I've got the current month, I've got the upcoming months, I've got any information that I want to, and just leave that on your table. But make sure, especially new consultants, that you can point to it because you probably may not have all of the new products that are coming up. Okay, so this way you don't have to carry it all with you, which is what I do, but don't do that. Now, just don't forget to talk about it and pass it around for everyone to see, all right? Now, here is the thing. This is very important, okay? If you still have dates available this month to do a show, you want to be sure to show off the current host awards. Hence, this is what's here first, okay? So you want to make sure that you let them know what's happening right now. There is no reason somebody can't have a show a week from now. Okay? Absolutely no reason. With Facebook and emails and evites and our website, there is no reason somebody cannot book a show in that current month. So make sure you fill up that month before you move on to the next. Okay? Now, I am a fan of the booking slide. I'm a big fan of the booking slide. I do mine a little bit differently. For those of you who are new, you may invest in it. Better yet, have your director buy it for you. Make them. Okay? Now, just saying. Now, this can be done. Now, all of you, let me see a show of hands. How many do the booking slide? Okay. How many of you are lying? Okay. Now, do it. Okay. Now, I do mine a little bit differently because I am who I am, and God knows I don't conform. So I choose to do the booking slide during the middle of my show, sort of like an intermission. Okay? So here's what I do. Now, I got this little tip from my wonderful friend Tish, who thinks she's all that, and she was one of the first. So she was showing me one day sitting in her living room going, well, I do it by taking my booking slide and going, whee! And any of you who know her know what I mean, okay? Now, I said I do this halfway through my show, okay, an intermission before I move on to the second half. I found that I get better results, and I'm going to tell you why, because it's written here. I get better results because they are still attentive, okay? They're still paying attention. I also make it a point to show my higher priced items, of course, at the very beginning of my show, so by the time I come to my slide, I've really piqued their interest. Now here's how I do it. It's going to be a little hard being able not to walk around. So I do fling it out, okay, like that, all right? I have injured people. Be careful how you fling. Okay, all right. Okay. Now, we hold it up like this, right? Now, all of you have probably been taught to do it this way. Well, the first thing you get, all of our wonderful free products. And then we move on, really? No. Now, what you are going to do, if you choose to, you don't have to, I don't live with you, do what you will. Now, I single out certain people, in the front row. I always pick two who are talking the most in the back of the room, okay? You know who you are. Again, Tish. Okay, now, so I'll start. So now, I've got Jillian sitting there, and I've got Patty. I'm going to ignore Patty just for certain reasons. Now, but I will go to her. I'll go. Okay, Jillian. Out of all the benefits of having a show, which one is jumping out at you first?
Discounted product.
Okay. Now, so Jillian said, which is a lie, but she said discounted products. Okay. But I'll say, you couldn't have picked a better thing, because seriously, it's great to get stuff for free. But wouldn't you love your favorite store to give you a discount, and I mean a major discount on everything else that you buy? That's what's great about it. It's limitless. You can buy the catalog at either 25 or 30% off. How do you lose there? Then I'll go and I'll say, Doc, all right, Doc, pick something else besides discount. What other thing is jumping out at you? Now, the half-price products, because, you get the free products, we know that, that's why it's first, okay? But with the half-price items, this is where your money is gonna go the furthest. So how many of you honestly how many of you have been married for like 15 years or more, okay? How many of you still drive the same car? Or if you do, come see me, okay? But how many of you still have the cookware that you got 15 years ago that's dented to become your... Well, this is why you want to go for the half-price items, guys. Get your new cookware. Get the knives you've always dreamed of having. That's one of the best benefits. You can earn up to 4. The money is huge. So now I'll go to the third person and I'll say, I love the free products. Well, who doesn't love free? Right. Okay, and I'm going to help you, working together with you as a team, to get you the most products you can possibly want from your show. Okay? Then I keep going, and then, say the free shipping. No one ever picks that. Now, this one, believe it or not, is the big one. Because they booked for a specific reason, and it's usually the upcoming special. Okay? So now, always know don't guess what your upcoming special, well, I think it might be. What is it? May? It's something pink. No. Know what it is, okay? So say, when they go to the monthly special, I said, well, let me tell you the truth, though. We just used the deep-covered baker this month, but how many of you would love to get that into your kitchen next, and say, well, that's a special coming up next month, right? So you want to know this, okay? And that's how I go through it. And then the booking benefits, the 10% off for a year, and so on, down the line. And then no one ever goes, me. Too little, too late. Now, okay, now, whatever you do, guys, seriously, do the slide, especially when you're brand new, because this is giving you everything that you're afraid to say. But by involving the guests and having them pick what their favorite thing is, you're now talking to everybody, okay? Now, back here in the Northeast, we used to have the booking binder. No one does that anymore. Do the booking slide, seriously. And get this off your supply order and put whatever you want them to know about. It also gives you something to go through or pass around. Now, can you see how powerful this can be for you? Seriously? Okay. Now, just do it. Do it. Try it out. If you haven't ordered one yet, again, call your director, get on it. Now. All right. Now, here it comes. I'm going to share with you my biggest booking secret. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you listening?
Yes.
Okay, could you call my children and tell them to do that? Okay, all right. You want what it is? My past host. The past host who is sitting in that room is going to be the person that is going to get you all the bookings you want for the upcoming months. And I can guarantee you, 90% of you never even think about it. Because out of sight, out of mind, done, okay? Your past host, okay? That's right, my past host who was sitting in the room that night as a guest. During my last host coaching call, I asked my current host if the host she booked from will be at her show, okay? If she says yes, I look up her order, my past host, and see what she earned for free and what products she chose at half price, and I always make a note of the reason she originally booked the show, okay? So this way I know she wanted cookware, I know she got cookware, Okay, so and then what I do is I will call, look her up, and then I share at the show, and then give my past. I tell her I'm going to ask her at the show, could she tell them what it was like hosting her own show, what was the best thing she got for free, or that she was dying to get into her kitchen. And so I give her a minute to tell all the guests that night what she loved. It's magic. I'm telling you, let her talk. And I guarantee you, they're going to be going to her and saying, what else did you get? Okay, well, let me go talk to her. But when I call her the night before, my past host, I'll say, please, tell them it's a beautiful thing. Okay? Now, right now, okay, here it is. Right now, you might be thinking, does anyone ever say no to her besides her husband? The answer is yes, they do, okay? But more often than not, I assure you they do, but more often than not, they tell me why they don't think they could host a show. Okay? Not outright no. In our business, these are called objections, as we all know. I know you've heard them all before, like, oh, my house is too small. Okay? I don't have a huge kitchen. I don't know enough people. I'm too busy. Okay? Knowing how to respond to common objections will help you book more shows every month, especially for new consultants. They sort of get flustered. Okay? Like, oh, I understand. Okay, thank you. No. Okay? So here's an idea. Okay? Here's what I want you to do. You're going to go ahead for the new consultants and even you old guard who think you know it all. Time to step up. Okay? Now, get 5 or 6 index cards and write down the most common objections. My house is too small. I don't know enough people. It seems like a lot of work. What do I, stuff like that. Okay? And write down your answers to that objection. And the more and more you respond to them, it's basic sales 101. Now, I respond by doing, like for example, it's called the feel, felt, found method. Remember all of us old timers, how that was the biggest thing they beat into our heads? Feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but you know what I found out? Okay, so here's an example. A guest says to you, I don't know enough people to host a show. Okay, this is what I say. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way when I hosted my first show, but you know what I found out? Okay, it doesn't matter how many people you know personally, it's how many people do they know and who are they going to bring with them. Okay, so that is the best way because it doesn't matter. She could know 10 people, but if half of those people bring 5 people with them, you've got a great party happening. Okay, so you want to make them feel like, oh, okay, this is doable. All right, so so do those index cards. It really will help. Now, okay, then you're gonna. So and then I tell them here. Wait a minute, hang on, I lost my clip. Oh no. Okay, now I also tell them I will help them. Part of my job as your consultant is to help you make up a list of who to invite. Okay, I tell them, your hairdresser, your co-workers, the mothers of your children's friends, your old neighborhood friends from your old house, all and so on, teachers, okay? Give them, and then their mind starts going, okay? Now, if a host says to me, my house is too small, now we've heard this before, right? You go in, you do this huge, massive, gorgeous kitchen, and you've got somebody who lives in a little, studio apartment, and they're thinking it's out of the question. Now, I say, I know how you feel. Many of my hosts have felt the same way. I promise her that it will be no problem at all, no matter what size her house is. All I need is her kitchen or dining room table. I promise her to keep the show short, so guests will not mind if they're standing for a little bit. And if that doesn't work, I will give her ideas for different venues. Do you want to co-host with a friend who may have a larger home? Do you belong to a church? We can borrow their hall for free. Do you have a family member who would be glad to loan you their house, and I will be glad to give them a thank you gift for doing that. Okay, so so give them that idea. Okay, here's the best one. I've got 3 coming up this month. How about we do a show? Are you going to be inviting a lot of your work friends? Yes. Well, why don't we just do it right at your office at 5 o'clock and use the lunchroom? Okay, I've got 3 5 o'clock shows right in the office, so don't let them out of your clutches.
Brilliant.
Okay, all right now. Here is the big one. I don't think I have enough time. Okay? If anybody says that to you, then you've made this a whole bigger production than it needs to be, that show. If they're thinking, oh my God, what do I have to do? So you want to make sure, first of all, when you're coaching your hostesses, don't tell them to go crazy. with food, because that will turn off any future hostesses. Let them put up with little pickies, but don't have them go crazy. But, you know, I say, I know how you feel. I say to them, so many of my hosts have felt the same way. I found that when I make it easy for my hosts, it doesn't take much of your time at all. Here's what I can do for you. Then I tell them, I'm going to put you online. I will be glad to mail your invitations out for you if that will help. I would love to be able to offer you the service. I will buy the ingredients for the recipe that you choose, and I'll be glad to bring you a receipt. So all you have to worry about is putting out your paper goods and your drinks, okay? So tell them the different ways you can make it as simple as possible. Say, really, you know, it's not brain surgery, it's 3 hours out of everybody's, you know, life. Everybody's looking for a night, you know, of entertainment, okay? So, you know, offer the special theme shows. And I was so excited when I saw the new product. I mean, I offer special theme shows that require no oven time, like a dip and sip. Yeah. Okay? That's about as high as the hand goes. Sorry, people. Okay? Or one that I do because people laugh when I say it, the Speedy Supper Show. Anybody wet? Okay. All right. And above all, I promise to get out of their house in a very timely manner. Okay? Get out of there quick. You know, keep it short. All right? You're home early. Time is money. Okay? Now, objections to bookings always come up. It's how you respond to them, though, that is important. And it makes you look professional. It really does. Don't let, you know, slink away and go, okay, thanks. You know, when you get a bigger house, call me. No, come on, okay? Now, there is one more thing that always comes up when it comes to bookings, and that is what? Rescheduling, okay, and outright cancellations. Now, my motto has always been, life happens when you're making plans, okay? So you're gonna get very legitimate reasons. Okay, God forbid, an illness, God, you know, whatever, school meeting comes up, something, okay? The point is not to just have them cancel outright, reschedule them, okay? So, you know, now, I minimize cancellations this way, and this is truly, I mean, I'm on my, I don't know, I'm over like 5,000 shows already, so trust me when I tell you this. I minimize cancellations and reschedules by simply staying in constant contact with my host. Now, I know a lot of you who know me all these years, you think I'm totally crazy. Well, that's true, but you think I'm crazy because I go ahead and I talk to my host minimum of 5 times before her show. That's why they're not going to cancel on me. We have formed a relationship. They're going to feel worse than I'm going to feel if they cancel on me or have to reschedule, okay? If you don't build a relationship with the host, she will not feel the need to actually hold to her booking commitment, and we all know that old saying again, out of sight, out of mind. So if you're only calling her 2 days before her show, she's gonna say, who are you? Where have we met before? Okay, you gotta stay in touch. Now, here is the last thing I want to end up with here, okay? And this is really the most important thing I think here, okay? I also stress the importance of my job, okay? Like Kathy just said, you know, we're in it for the money. As much as we love what we do, if you're not making money, I'm sure a lot of us would find other things to be doing that we will enjoy as much, okay? So you want to stress the importance of my job. I am a businesswoman. I am running a business, okay? I am my own corporation. So what I do here, I make it clear that my Pampered Chef business is not a hobby, but my job. Hobbies cost money. Business makes money, okay? This is what you gotta put it into your head, all right? Don't get me wrong, we love our hobby consultants. As long as you're making the money you want to be making, we love you. But if you really want to be able to bring it up to the next step, you've got to treat it like a business yourself, okay? Now, this is, I make it clear in my show when I do my opening, you know, I love my job because not only do I get to help support my family, okay, I tell them it's my full-time job. If your hosts know that you take your job very, very seriously, they will really do their best to make the show a success for both of you, okay? They truly will. Things come up. We know that. And we have to be understanding, okay? When we are connected and have built a relationship with the host, they will reschedule rather than cancel, okay? That is the key. Build that relationship, okay? You don't do 20 years of shows and sell 2.6 million without a lot of repeat business, guys, okay? You've got to build a relationship. Now, I hope what I've been able to share with you here today will help you book more shows than ever before. Here's one last thought, though, before I go, okay? When you leave here today, get on the phone. The phone is the front door to your business. You need that phone. I hate the phone. I would love to put it under my car and drive over it on a regular basis. I hide it in the garbage can. I put it in the dryer, anywhere where I won't hear that stupid thing, okay? But you need to get on the phone. My bet is that most of you need and want more shows on the calendar, right? Who doesn't, okay? When I need to book more shows on my calendar, I get on the phone. We really do. We all hate it, but we are in sales. And like I said, it is the front door of your business. Get out there and use it, especially with the new product line. If you don't have the sense to know what calls you're making when you get home this weekend, seriously, again, talk to your director, all right? Now, when you call though, let people know you're excited, okay? Share your goals. People love to know that you're working towards something. Whatever it may be, Nashville, Dublin, Las Vegas, whatever your goal is, simply to buy your kids a new jungle gym. Let them know, and they're going to keep track on it. You're going to find out, did you do it? Did you do it? Yes, I did. Did you do it? Yes. Okay. All right. Now, when you call, okay, so you want to do this. So when you call and reschedule, let people know you're excited, share your goal, run a booking special. You could offer to buy the ingredients for anybody who books what I call an express show within a week or 2 weeks out. I will be glad to bring you the ingredients. That's my gift to you for filling an open date in my calendar, okay? Now, by the end, it really comes down to what we've been having told for years now. It's simply that 3 contacts a day. It will make a huge difference in your business. Basically, guys, just do it, okay? Get on the phone, use your booking slide, know your upcoming specials, talk about them. Make sure you contact your past host. What is that, a 2-minute phone call? I bet you none of you ever call your past host before she goes to the next show, ever. Your past host, your present host are your biggest allies to keep you in business for years to come. I'm done.